What's up, everybody? I want to talk right quick about starting a real estate team. I realized that a lot of people have been approaching me because they want to start a real estate team. They want to know what to do, what should they look for, what the splits, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm just going to share my experience going down that road. I've had 2 real estate teams, and this makes sense what I'm about to say. Commonly, when an agent wants to start a real estate team, you're either doing it for one of 2 reasons. You are either too busy and you really need help, or you're at that point where you're tired of working as hard, and so you want to leverage. Like, you want to get other agents, you want to be able to make money from their efforts as well. You're probably a leader, you want to train, but you don't want to open up a whole brokerage, right? So I've been in both of those situations. The first team that I started, it was because I was too busy and I just needed help. So what that looked like was, it was just me, and I had a buyer's agent, and then I had an assistant. So that was the whole structure. So me, I would do all the listings. My buyer's agent, he would work with all the buyers, and the assistant, she was doing transaction coordination, she was doing follow-up, she was pretty much doing everything else. And so my main job was to be on the phones, calling. Well, let's just say my main job was lead generating, right? And then my buyer's agent, his main job was showing properties. So since it was just us 3, the way that the pay worked, it was a 60-40 split. So I would get 60%, my buyer's agent would get 40%, and the assistant, she was on a salary, so I would just pay her weekly. And that was good for a while until I was like, okay, I want to go bigger, I want to start a different type of team. And so I decided to go down the road where the team was not about me per se, but I wanted to build something where the agents, they can have their own brand, all that good stuff. And it came with some challenges. Like, I learned a lot doing that. Well, one big mistake that a lot of agents make is they bring agents onto the team just to have agents on the team, right? And that's a total mistake. So don't just hire anybody just so you can fill your numbers or just so you can have agents on the team, because those people, they can end up being a huge waste of your time, and that's not what you want. Another thing is, don't expect to get top producers. So, top producers, they don't necessarily need to be on the team. You're going to naturally attract a lot of new agents, those agents looking for direction and this and that, and you have to be a good judge of character. So one thing that I do is I interview everybody. So there's a phone interview, and then there's a face-to-face interview. If they don't pass the phone interview, then we don't move forward. But if we get to that face-to-face and I still like them, actually before they get to the face-to-face, so let's say they do well on the phone interview and now it's time for the face-to-face, in between that time, I'm sending them the DISC test. So DISC. It's a personality assessment. Everybody has to take that because I need to see if this person is a D, a I, a S, or a C. And there's a reason behind that. Like, depending on what role on your real estate team that you're hiring for, you want to make sure that you're hiring the right personality for that. So they'll do the DISC test, and then if all lines up, we'll have that interview. And at that point, I will offer them a position on the team. When it comes to splits are kind of negotiable sometimes, depending on the track record of the agent, but more than likely, they're going to start on the base split, which is 50-50. The reason is, you're going to be putting a lot of time into this person. You're going to be training them a lot, probably showing them the road, especially if they're a new agent, and it only makes sense, 50-50. Now, I did introduce a sliding scale to where the more you close, the higher your split gets to be, but they have to meet their numbers to do that. It's important to have clear guidelines or kind of clear processes and procedures for your team. Now, you may not have these starting out, right? Because you're going to be building as you go, but you got to have those standard operating procedures, meaning like what steps to do in a transaction, what this agent should be doing every day. A few of those things for us: power hour, morning meeting. Whenever someone goes on an appointment, gets documents signed, they have to turn those in within 24 hours. And as a matter of fact, I have a whole launch binder. We call it launch. It's a whole launch binder with every process checklist, procedure, everything that an agent is going to need by being on my team. And actually, I ended up giving that launch binder to my power unit members. So my power unit apprentices, they get to have a copy of that launch binder. It's 200 pages long. And so it has everything from scripts, checklists, marketing stuff, rules, procedures, listing presentations, buyer presentations, anything that they could need, right? Now, everybody coming on the team is put through a 90-day probationary period. So within 90 days, if it's not a fit, we're gonna send you on your way. But you have to be that good judge of character when you are deciding to hire people. And there's so much that I can tell you about starting a team, hiring, and handling situations, or so much more that I could put in this video. But if you want to keep this conversation going, or you want to know more, I'll have a link in the description. Just click that link, book a call. It is scary. If you don't want to go full on big team, something you can do is just get a team to support you, right? To support all your efforts. I'd recommend, before even bringing on a buyer's agent or another agent, make sure you have your admin taken care of. So all the paperwork, either an assistant or a transaction coordinator, because you're going to want your buyer's agent or seller's agent just to focus on like getting listings, get buyers, signing them, showing them, all that good stuff. So that's the one piece of advice for that. But I will, do another one of these videos. Just click the link if you want to book a call.